channel. I am back again for another YouTube video. Mind you, today's video is going to be a little bit different since I am incorporating my friends in this video. I do have a video talking about kind of what I like and what I don't like about being transgender. I wanted to do a part 2. Honestly, if I say some of the same things that I said last time, don't think about it too hard, okay? It ain't none of your business. It ain't nobody's business. Hey, femme queen tricks. No shade. So I guess for the first part, I didn't really have body dysmorphia until I started transitioning. I wanted to gain weight previously before transitioning. I gained 30 pounds. I don't know if y'all ever told y'all that story. I went from being 120 to 150. Honestly, was really proud of that. I was like, oh yeah, now I'm thick. Mind you, 150 on a bitch who's 5'6" and is nothing. So at the time, I was still like, okay, like still on the slimmer side. I was like, okay, this is cute. Turn. I'm wearing stuff. I'm like, oh, let me show my butt. Let me pop my butt. Pop my butt. Pop. Then I started transitioning. And then I said, oh, this gender dysphoria coupled with body dysmorphia is another battle. Now I'm thinking in my head like, oh, I don't look like a girl. I gotta do things so I can look like a girl, which the moans do help with. But you know, that isn't a huge reason why the girls go and get surged. You know, I just feel like you gotta be transparent in these kind of videos. Because baby, hey, body dysmorphia coupled with gender dysphoria is just a annoying battle. I don't wish it on anybody because I feel like no matter how T or how whatever you look, is no shade. That body dysmorphia coupled with gender dysphoria could come back at any point and just, you know, knock a girl down. Because one day you could feel so good about yourself, and then the next day it's like, okay, did I ever feel good? I could wear the same outfit 12 times in a row. The 13th time, I look like a man. After being so confident in the outfit, I'll just literally have a day where like have a moment where I'm just looking at the same outfit that I've had for a while, and I'm like, damn, how do I look in it? I'm looking at myself from every angle, looking at myself in different mirrors, different lightings, as if that's going to change something. And it's just, it actually never really does. The more you look at yourself, the more you're kind of comparing yourself, the more you're doing all of these things. It doesn't serve anybody any good. This is something that I'm still working on. Obviously, I'm human. Something that I've kind of been telling my friends to kind of get them to, like, you know, feel more confident in certain things is literally just put it on and go outside. Because literally, what's stopping you? Nothing. There's literally nothing stopping you but yourself. When you kind of realize that it's not real, it kind of helps in a sense. Now, that doesn't mean like, oh, you're going to 100%, like feel confident and like whatever. You're still going to have days or moments where you're still, you're still going to have days where you're just, like, yeah, like, I didn't say a word at all. Yeah, there are just days where it's harder than other days. And then it's easier some days. Some days you feel super confident, like you're on top of the world. And the next day you're like, damn, I'm a bricky man. Did I even transition? Like I'm 6 years in and shit, I ain't got nothing. But I feel like when you transition, it's a bunch of little things that make a huge difference in the long run. Like 6 years in, I can see all of the little changes that I wasn't necessarily paying attention to in the beginning that are making a huge difference in a way. But, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, no matter what, body dysmorphia affects everybody. I'm sure most dolls have body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria, coupled with all them things. It don't really go away. Surgeries do help. Taking moans do help. I just took my moan shot. Literally, my leg got the Band-Aid on it right now. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Yeah, let's get on to the next person.
Lighting check. In my transition, things that I have found to be difficult, there's pretty much 3 like big things in my life that I found to be hard. The hardest one is the loss of family connections. In order for me to transition and be who I am now, I had to sacrifice a relationship with my mother, which probably was the hardest thing I could think of. I love my mother. I grew up in a house with her, but that was something I had to give up in order to be who I am today. And this is 8 years of not seeing her to be the person I am today. Validation from other people, I probably would say, is the second one. Not saying that we're always going to be going for that, but the world, in a way, almost tries to decide if you look enough like a woman to be considered a woman to them. I'm not saying that, goatee with, like Armstrong is a trans woman. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that, everyone's gender dysphoria is so different. And maybe some of the things that someone else needs to be comfortable in their body, I don't, and vice versa for other people. And I don't feel like everybody should have opinion on if that person is woman enough because maybe they don't look a certain way, or they don't present a certain way, or they don't act a certain way. And that's something that as trans people we kind of have to do. I didn't start getting called the gender that I feel until I hit a certain point in my transition. And I mean all the time. It was hurting my feelings left and right. It made me go home and look and double take in the mirror like, what do I see that's wrong? It made me feel just really bad about myself all through the early parts of my transition. When people would look at me, even with hair on and, everything, trying to present how I felt I should present as a woman, and still be called he, still be asked what are your pronouns, because I really can't tell, that was hard for me. And I'm not saying that people don't recognize that I'm trans now, but at the least they know there's 100%, oh, she's very feminine, she's very, feminine looking. I know that this is either just a big bitch, or a woman of trans experience. So that would say that's the second thing. In a way, having to live up to beauty standards of what a woman is, I find that to be, incredibly toxic for a lot of people. The last thing to me that I find to be really hard in the trans experience is the dating pool, and actually the lack of a dating pool. And that isn't to say that people are not interested. A lot of people are interested in trans women. A lot of people desire us. But we don't have a pool that is for us, like directly for us. We could say there's the heterosexual men who like women and like trans women, but then, the overwhelming majority of them are not comfortable to date us openly. So, in order to get into something quick, you'd have to degrade yourself by being somebody's secret. Of course, if you stick it out, go through the grain long enough, you may find somebody, but that's like hunting for a needle in a haystack. The overwhelming majority of these men are not comfortable dating trans women openly, and that's just a truth. And then, you can also say the gay men, then there's them. There are some gay men who are interested in trans women, but the problem with them is ultimately the overwhelming majority of them want a man. They want a partner. They want a male partner, and we don't fit that criteria. We're going for a look that they don't ultimately want to be with in the long run, and they may date and partake in the dynamic just for the fun of it, but they're not in it to win it like we would be. So we don't have like a large group of men that we just know we can explore and date here. We have to like kind of pick pieces from each side to make our own lane of a dating pool, and that can be really hard and discouraging. You meet someone and they're telling you that they're embarrassed of you, or they're not comfortable with people knowing, or meeting somebody and ultimately you're not really what they want in the end. That's hard. On top of that, we don't give birth, so that is a whole nother, like, even if a man did want to be with a trans woman and was open with it, there's a portion of them too who know that they want to have children, like natural with a family, and we can't do that. So, it's a lot that goes into our dating. It's very complex. It's not easy. Very few trans women that I know have partners and have had long-term partners. And, that's, to me, those three things are social issues that we as trans people all probably on some level can relate to at least a little bit. So
testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? It is me, Rihanna, aka yuckybratz, aka yuckybruja on Twitter, yuckybratz on everything else, especially Instagram. Thank you. Just coming up here on this little live, this little platform, this little cunt sesh from my sister Jalen to explain that, you know, before I to become the girl that I am today, if I was to have, you know, no matter what in this life, as one of the girls, also Club, no Adam's apple. Thank you. As one of the girls, as one of the dolls, as one of, you know, God's divine creatures that we really are, you will be played with. Your family is gonna play with you. Boys will play with you. Your closest friends, they're gonna play with you. The government's gonna play with you. And it's strictly because we have a greater purpose. And with anything with a greater purpose, there's going to be a lot of things trying to stop. I just want a lot of younger girls out here to really know that they have something special in them, and to not let people around them or let factors in their life that they can't control who they are and deem their value. I personally have gone through a lot of situations where people have tried to belittle me and put me in boxes I haven't belonged in, strictly off of who I am and what I present to the world. And I've had to time and time again prove them wrong. And that is just the life of a girl. That is just the life of a doll. You will have to prove people wrong time and time again. But at the end of the day, they will know you're kind. You will show the world you're kind. And that's truly all I can really bless on the girl. Like I said, you will be played with. But shit, that's just how it goes, babe.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I will be back with more videos in the near future. Honestly, this is my 4th video I've recorded. I don't know when I'm gonna edit them. That's the other story. I got 4 videos. I tried to do a monkey video, but it was the spookiest monkey ever, you guys. Y'all might not never see the day. That might never see the light of day. That one. That monkey is too spooky for me. Hey! That was too spooky. I couldn't take it. But I will be back with more videos, y'all. I'm trying to pump them out. Pumps on the clutch right hand on 6 speed. Oh my God, and I also have another video that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 5 videos. And I'm going to pop them out pretty soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed.